Well, the next part I want to talk about is, like I've been saying with my brother, I, like I said, he talks a lot about that waitress. He doesn't talk a lot about her around our parents, cousins, aunts, and uncles, grandparents, But when he's alone and I'm sitting there and I overhear this and he talks to his drinking buddies about that, waitress that works at Denny's. I don't know if she works at the Black River one or the Toma one. But from what he says, she serves him and his girlfriend that's a bitch, Shamula, Antos, a lot when they go there to eat. And he says something like, he said one time to his drinking buddy, this was before I moved to Chippewa, so it was around that time. Like you said, like I said, he hasn't spoken to me in, oh God, 2 years. Yeah, after she flipped out, well, this, waitress, he said something on the phone. He would love to marry her and not Shamula Antos. He said that, oh, someday just you wait. I'll dump Shamula in front of Joe and Krista. Joe and Krista will be shocked. He'll tell Shamula where to go, he said, on the phone. And this was when he was sober, so I don't know the whole thing. I just sat there quietly when I overheard this all. And he said something like that this waitress, I don't know what she looks like or who she is. I know, I ain't around when Kevin and that bitch go out to eat, okay? So he says that this waitress is skinnier than Shamula Antos, older from the way he sounded like. And he said more attractive than Shamula, and I'm sitting there going, what? And he said something like, this one won't control him like Shamula. So I think he said something that when he does gets this dumps Shamula, he's gonna basically want to live with mom and dad, he said on the phone. And his drinking buddy is always sitting there laughing, and it always sounds like the same one he talks to, that he's complaining about Shamula to. And this one always says agrees with Kevin, and Kevin's agreeing back that Shamula Antos is crazy and this and that, and he said he would never, the drinking buddy says he would, if he was Kevin, he never would have went on dates with Shamula, even for free beer. So, like I said, there's a lot of questions that I have on that, but with no answers. But it's like my one question for Kevin is, what color of hair does this waitress have that you are always talking so much about? What color skin does she have? How tall is she? And do you even know how old she is? Do you know if she has kids or not? Do you know if she's married or not, or if she has a boyfriend? And I sit there going, which I don't want to dare tell my mom. Kevin talks a lot about even Jaime's girlfriend and that waitress, like I said. That don't sound like somebody that's settled. Because I know he said something on the phone, which I overheard once. He said it was one drinking buddy. Like I said, the voice sounds like the same guy on the phone. I don't know who he's talking to on the phone and this and that. So, just so everyone's aware. And he says, he does talk about wanting to have kids with that waitress. He says about wanting to marry that waitress and not Shamulus. There's a lot of questions I really do have on this all. Because I'm sitting there not knowing all this. Which I hate to say it to Kevin. If you're planning on dumping Shamula, do you realize she's gonna accuse you of cheating as soon as she finds out about this waitress? And another thing, do you know what the consequences are if she sees you floating around with that waitress on your arm? He said something like that waitress sort of told Kevin that Shamula's crazy and not all there. And he sat there not saying anything because he was trying to agree that she is crazy. The way he sounded like. But let's get to another thing. Like I said, if he marries her, I'm just going to disown her. She's going to never be an in-law to me. She'll never be my kids' aunt. So, like I said, Shamula will be nothing to me. I will not speak to her. I will not be around when she's around. So, but honestly, like I said, I think that's what's gonna happen. More than anything, I think Kevin's gonna probably have to ask a million questions. Like I said, I think like another question to say is, which I don't want to say to people is, so I guess like my Uncle Steven been talking supposedly online with a girl from Philippines and doing a face chat thing and seeing her moving, and I'm like, do you know if she really is from the Philippines or not? She could be a scammer. I hate to say it to my Uncle Steven, maybe you should just block her and go on these dating websites and, see what it's like, being with, an actual woman that is seriously interested in you, possibly, that you could see in person and this and that. Yeah, on them dating sites there are scammers yet. I'm not going to say they're entirely safe. But even Uncle Steven, what you could do is go to these places and, chat and mingle with other women. And I guess someone said that he's been doing that for 5 years, talking to this one. Like I said, I kind of just am not going to say anything because then I would probably get him all mad because he was the one that does not like these people from Asia, China, Japan and such, and Philippines. He didn't like African American skin color. He only liked it basically white skin. Yeah, like I said, he was very discriminatory. But yeah, this was a shock because the woman looks like an Asian. So, um, yeah, like I said, and my Uncle Steven, he's the one that always likes to talk religion, of course.